All right, happening right now, the northeastern United States is getting hit with this major storm. You see the reporter and photographer there driving through the snowy roads. From Philadelphia to Boston, people in the Northeast will see everything from snow to soaking rains, high winds, and flooding over the next 2 days. The East Coast getting hammered with 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts at times. Northwest Connecticut could get up to a foot of snow. Power companies are warning there could be outages. In Massachusetts, the storm may also bring record coastal flooding.
Craziness.
Some communities have already issued voluntary evacuation orders, and evacuation orders are in place in Southern California, too. These due to the threat of mudslides. That state bracing for a powerful winter storm out there. Up to 3 inches of rain could fall, and local leaders hope homeowners listen to the warning.
As I've said before, we're not going to drag you out of your...
The big worry, some homeowners think they're safe and are on high enough ground.
Is coming again.
Now, the Red Cross has opened evacuation shelters. It's also reminding residents their services are free of charge. This weekend storm hits nearly 2 months after mud flows killed 21 people. The late Reverend Billy Graham here will be laid to rest today. Thousands of people are expected to gather in Charlotte for a private funeral service. President Trump expected to attend too. The services will be held under a tent, and that's symbolic of the multiple religious crusades Graham held under a tent. He died at the age of 99 last week. After the funeral, his body will be buried on the Billy Graham Library grounds. Former Trump campaign chair Paul Manafort will appear in federal court today. He'll enter a plea on 18 new and modified charges. The charges include lying on tax returns. He's also accused of failing to report foreign bank accounts. A video that went viral for all the wrong reasons will be the focus of a court hearing today. Kyle Williams and Jordan Hall pleaded guilty to animal cruelty in January. The two men have admitted to dragging a cat behind a truck, killing it, and posting that video to Facebook. Both will appear in a Forsyth courtroom at 1:30 this afternoon. A new group in Lebanon is helping foster families. Jasmine Dell reports on the business owner who decided to fill a growing need.
A few months ago, Hippie Holler Vapors in Lebanon had big dreams to fill its back storage room with items to give to foster families and children in Laclede County.
We'll be able to have all the shelving up and have it begin to accept donations and get it fully stocked.
Now Hippie Holler Vapors' dream is overflowing with community support. Fostering Hope Closet was originally meant to be the size of this storage room, and in just a few months, donations inside these bins and on these racks are taking over the store.
You never know exactly how long you're going to be able to have a placement, and if you get a kiddo and the last placement used up all of their clothing voucher, you don't have any way of getting anything for them that they need. And so we want to be able to provide that so they can come in and get any clothes that they need to be able to make sure that that child is cared for.
These donations are filling a large demand to help foster children who need it.
They aren't allowed to take anything from the home. So the kiddo is pulled from the home and they have nothing. They have no clothes, they have no toothbrush, they have no school supplies, and a lot of times then they're needing to start school the next day and they have nothing.
The Fostering Hope Closet is looking forward to bringing the community together and holding more events to help provide support.
Even if they don't feel in their heart that they want to be a foster parent, that they can come alongside the people who are and help them and just kind of make that a little bit easier on them.
In Lebanon, I'm Jasmine Dell.
On Valentine's Day, Fostering Hope Closet delivered 145 Valentine's Day gifts to local schools. Springfield's newest building on the National Register of Historic Places spent a long time in the deep freeze. It's this empty warehouse in the 500 block of West Chase Street. Workers started making ice there in the 1920s. The producer's ice and manufacturing company didn't stop production until 50 years later. While this vacant building doesn't really look like much these days, John Sellers says it's an important part of our industrial and railroad history.
As a rail yard here with so many trains going through that were unrefrigerated, they needed a place to cool down those box cars that had refrigerated goods in them, like produce and so on.
That's John Sellers of the History Museum on the Square. The man who bought the building, well, he tells me he has no definitive plans for it right now, but he says it has 25,000 square feet with 12.5-foot tall ceilings, so the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, we're waking up to a lot of sun here in Springfield, but other areas